You're watching South Asia Newsline and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 22nd of May. Pakistan forced to go down on its knees, says PM Modi on Operation Sindoor. 1 in 3 children in Afghanistan out of school, warns UNICEF. And Bangladesh in touch with India over Pushan's port-related restrictions, foreign advisor. And now for all the details. 1 month after the devastating Pahalgam terror attack, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi delivered a powerful message on Thursday, vowing that India will no longer tolerate terrorism or its sponsors. Speaking at his first public event since Operation Sindoor, India's swift retaliatory strike in Pakistan-controlled regions, PM Modi issued a stern warning, declaring that enemies of the nation will face the full might of India's resolve.
India avenged the deadly terror attack of Pahalgam in 22 minutes through Operation Sindoor, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Thursday, as India observed 1 month of the terror incident. In his first public event after Operation Sindoor, India's retaliatory strike in Pakistan-controlled regions, Prime Minister Modi launched a scathing attack on Pakistan and said through India's military operation, enemies of the world and the country have seen what happens when vermilion turns into gunpowder. Highlighting that the terror attack shook the entire nation, he said India was united to fight terrorism, and once government gave a free hand, Indian forces brought Pakistan to its knees. Taking a jibe at Pakistan, PM Modi said the Pak Air Force's Rahim Yar Khan base is in ICU due to massive damage from Indian strikes. He reiterated India will no longer differentiate between terror masterminds and the government that patronizes terror, as he warned Indian forces will respond as per their condition and method if India is attacked. Talking about Indus Waters Treaty, he said Pakistan will not get India's rightful share of water. Earlier on Wednesday, India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar also hit out at Islamabad as he linked the Pahalgam attack to Pakistani top leadership's religious outlook. Talking to Dutch broadcaster NOS, Jaishankar said there was connection between the attack on April 22nd and the extreme religious outlook of Army Chief Asim Munir. Notably, days before the attack in India's Kashmir, Munir at an event had made anti-Hindu and anti-India remarks, justifying the two-nation theory.
22 तारीख के हमले के जवाब में हमने 22 मिनट में आतंकियों के 9 सबसे बड़े ठिकाने तबाह कर दिए। दुनिया ने और देश के दुश्मनों ने भी देख लिया कि जब सिंदूर बारूद बन जाता है तो नतीजा क्या होता है।
Meanwhile, as part of India's global outreach in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor and to expose Pakistan's support for the terror outfits, the third group of multi-party delegation left from New Delhi. The group led by DMK MP Kanimoji Karunanidhi is bound for Russia, Slovenia, Greece, Latvia and Spain. 2 other delegations had arrived in Japan and UAE earlier on Wednesday evening. The delegation led by JDU MP Sanjay Jha met Japanese Foreign Minister Takeshi Iwaya, who expressed strong support for India's fight against terrorism and lauded the restraint shown by India, urging strict punishment for perpetrators of terror acts. Similarly, the delegation led by Shiv Sena MP Shrikant Shinde met UAE leadership in Abu Dhabi as part of India's global outreach against terrorism. India has formed 7 multi-party delegations as part of its diplomatic outreach to 32 countries. The last delegation is expected to embark on their journey by May 24th.
I think UAE is standing shoulder to shoulder with full commitment with India against terrorism. The clear-cut message given by the UAE was, we stand against terrorism with India, fighting terrorism.
And an encounter broke out between security forces and terrorists in the Singapore Chatru area of Kishtwar in India's Jammu and Kashmir on Thursday after contact was established with terrorists hiding in the region reportedly associated with Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed outfit. Further details were still awaited. India has long accused Pakistan of aiding terror outfits to mount attacks across the border. This comes a day after India expelled a Pakistani official from the Pakistan High Commission in New Delhi for alleged espionage. Declared persona non grata, meaning an unwelcome person or banned in India, the official was asked to leave within 24 hours. India conveyed a strong message to Pakistan's charge d'affaires Saad Varayach to prevent misuse of diplomatic privileges. This move adds to the strained India-Pakistan ties often marked by mutual accusations over terror support. Following the deadly Pahalgam terror attacks on April 22nd that killed 26 people, India launched Operation Sindoor, targeting terror infrastructure in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The government and armed forces have since ramped up their counter-terrorism operations. And 3 children were among at least 5 people killed when a suicide bomber struck an army school bus in Khuzdar in Pakistan restive Balochistan province. According to the provincial chief minister Sarfaraz Bukti, among those killed also included the bus driver and his assistant. Talking to reporters, Bukti said the bus, which belonged to the army public school, had 46 students on board when it was hit by a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device attack. Authorities have said at least 38 people were also wounded in the incident. While no one has claimed responsibility for the attack so far, Islamabad has accused Indian terror proxies. The allegation was immediately rejected by New Delhi. India's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal said India condoles the loss of lives but rejects the baseless allegations. Jaiswal said in order to divert attentions from its reputation as the global epicenter of terrorism and to hide its own gross failings, it has become second nature for Pakistan to blame India for all its internal issues. This attempt to hoodwink the world is doomed to fail, he added. The underdeveloped resistive state of Balochistan has been frequent clash between armed separatist groups and Pakistani forces as they claim Islamabad along with Beijing is exploiting the region resources. Islamabad alleges New Delhi supports separatist groups. However, India has maintained the matter is Pakistan's internal affair, but has voiced concern over the human rights situation in the region. Moving on, the United Nations Children's Fund has revealed in its recent report that 1 in 3 children in Afghanistan is out of school. This shocking revelation comes amid the socio-political crisis in Afghanistan, with women bearing the consequences of bans imposed by the Taliban regime that restrict girls to go to school after class 6th since 2021. The UNICEF also stated that 60% of children in Afghanistan who are deprived of education are girls. Secondary education for girls is officially banned in Afghanistan. The UN has also warned that by 2023, 4 million girls in Afghanistan will be deprived of education due to the ban on their education by ruling regime. The UNICEF, in its effort to improve the worsening situation, has taken various initiatives like the Accelerated Learning Centers to help out-of-school girls with foundational education in literacy, numeracy and life skills. Earlier, Taliban regime also banned chess, citing religious restrictions. The Taliban's bans and restrictions on girls' education and women's freedom are deeply rooted in its strict interpretation of Islamic Sharia law, making the innocent suffer. Moving on. Bangladesh is in touch with India on the recent issues of push-ins and port-related restrictions on the import of certain goods, including ready-made garments and processed food items from Bangladesh, Foreign Affairs Advisor Mohammad Tawhid Hussain said on Wednesday. Responding to a question on the restrictions, the advisor said the Commerce Advisor of the interim government is looking into it. The Indian government has said such port restrictions will not apply to Bangladesh goods transiting through India but destined for Nepal and Bhutan. The import of all kinds of ready-made garments from Bangladesh are not allowed from any land port. However, will be allowed only through Nhava Sheva and Kolkata seaports. Regarding reported push-ins, Tauhid said, communication with New Delhi continues and Dhaka is trying that nothing happens beyond the set mechanisms. We are trying to make them understand that this is not right, he said, referring to a standard operating procedure. India's move is widely seen as a response to earlier restrictions by Bangladesh on Indian yarn, rice and other goods, as well as its decision to impose transit fees on Indian cargo. The standoff marks a shift from the traditionally cooperative trade ties between the two neighbors. And tourists have been flocking to an elephant rehabilitation center in Ooty, a popular hill station in southern India, to catch a glimpse of the gentle giants, including Bommi, the orphaned baby elephant who gained global fame through the Oscar-winning documentary The Elephant Whispers. Visitors earlier this week watched with fascination as caretakers lovingly fed and cared for the elephants, offering an up-close view of the daily routines and special bond shared between humans and animals. The highlight for many was seeing Bommi, whose heartwarming story has touched audiences worldwide.
Very nice over here. It's well maintained and it is famous because of the elephant whisperers, and we saw that elephant too. It's very well kept and it's very well fed also, and it's very clean, it's very sanitized and it's very nice. It's a nice experience.
Tourists expressed admiration for the way the center is run, praising its clean environment, compassionate staff and commitment to the welfare of the animals. For many, it was a memorable encounter that deepened their respect for wildlife conservation efforts.
So came to know about this place and came here. Excellent, very nice. Loved the entire atmosphere, and the elephant camp is very good, well kept elephants. They're really taking care of it.
And that's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Till then, good night.